Have you ever wanted to partner with Navigate and I podcast and feature your brand on our episode? Make sure to send us an email at navigateandipodcast@gmail.com and let's partner together. We have different tiers that can help you become successful. Make sure to hit us up and we'll catch you in the email. On to the episode. Hello, everybody. It's Annika LaQuette here, the host and creator of Navigate and I podcast. And if you are new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so that you will not miss any of our episodes that we post every single week on Mondays at 11 a.m. because we do go live on social media, and Wednesdays at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all, I am so happy, okay? And if you are a returning subscriber, make sure to tell your friends to subscribe. So, hey, Undeniable. Y'all, the reason why I'm so happy because I have my girl, okay? I have Miss Aleatha. Hey, girl.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good today.
That's good. Y'all, we had a good conversation before we started recording, so I'm so happy to have her on. So, Aleatha, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, again, I'm Aleatha Robinson. I'm the owner and founder of Infinite Vision Brands and also the creator of I Am Becoming, which is a women's community that helps women to just basically find themselves and get up the courage to grow through pains and struggles and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow, I love that. And I saw that as well. So, speaking of what you do, I saw that you are the founder of Infinite Vision Brands. So what inspired you to start that company?
Okay, so a couple of things. So my first is I am visually impaired. And my thing was makeup. I did makeup all the time. And I'm gonna let y'all see my shirt. My shirt has eyes. And they're closed and they're very, very pretty, right? So at first I was like, maybe I should change my logo because, what me doing makeup kind of changed because I couldn't do it the way I wanted to do it. So I used to could beat my face better than what I do now. But right. So I didn't want to change anything about my brand. And I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. But it was really about makeup, eyeshadows and cut creases and stuff like that and whatnot. I prayed and I asked the Father, like, what should I do? Like, should I change it or should I keep it? And he said, infinite vision is really period about what it says. Infinite vision is beyond sight, right? So our vision is beyond sight. What you have and what you do, your vision is beyond, even if you have your sight or not.
Right.
Same thing with me. They say, so-called say, that I may lose my sight within 5 years. But my vision is never going anywhere, right? So my sight is laser focused on what I'm going to do with women, what I'm going to do with people and helping them in business. And so that's really what birthed Infinite Vision. Yeah.
I like that. And you related to your sight as well. So that I like that little play on words. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. So you often speak about womanhood. So who is the most influential woman in your life who made you want to be a strong leader?
So to be honest with you, I can name a few people, but I have to say, and I know this goes down it might sound kind of narcissistic, but me, because of the struggles that I've came through and the things that I have dealt with in life, I believe that I am now the woman I should have been a long time ago, but I don't think time equates who you will be, right? Your destiny and your purpose is when you find it, right? And so that kind of goes into what I teach. I teach people that you have to go and find your destiny. But the way you do that is mind shift. And that's why I wrote the book, 90 Day CEO Mind Shift. And a lot of people think that that's about business. It is about business, of course, right? But you can be a mom and still be the CEO of your life. You can be a wife and still be a CEO of your life, right? Because we have to organize, we have to prioritize, we have to be disciplined, we have to be structured, and we also have to execute the goals that we have. Even day by day, a wife has to have certain goals in her life or in her daily life that she has to execute every day. And so that's what I teach people every single day. Execute whatever you need to execute. Make sure that you're disciplined enough to do that. And yeah, so yeah,
I like that. And
yeah,
that is very interesting. A lot of people think when it comes to CEOs, it's just about business, which it is, but also you just said you can talk about your whole life, your household, controlling
yes,
different things in your life. I like that.
yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
good and relatable.
And yeah, because one day I woke up and, like, to be honest with you, I woke up one morning and I asked the Father, I was like, listen, I'm really, really 46. At 46, I asked myself, and I asked God, like, what am I here for? What is my purpose? Because when I started losing my sight, I started really losing my confidence in who I was and what the Father said I would be, right? At 5, He gave me my assignment at 5. I ran quickly away from that assignment, right? So
Yeah.
I was like, no, not me, not me. Probably a little bit like Moses, like Father, I don't talk right, or when I do talk, I talk fast, or people may not understand me the proper way. And so I was like, you sure you want me to do this? You want me to talk to people? You want me to get on stages? You want me to, be able to teach people how to be disciplined and structure their lives and just really be able to do the proper things the proper way. Because if you don't and you live in chaos, chaos cannot live in a structured environment, right? So you building your businesses or you building a structured life, if you have chaos, it is not going to work.
Mm,
So I often teach people, if you have a chaotic type of mind, your mind is in a poverty mindset, right? Poverty mindset does not have to be always you have no money, right?
mhm.
Because you can be a billionaire or a millionaire and still be in a state of chaos. You
Yes.
can still be in a poverty mindset. But once you choose to say, okay, so I'm going to fix this, I'm going to shift this. In the shift, in my book, I say that you chase the yes, and the yes is the shift, right? I have to chase after that yes, right?
Right.
In sales, you have to chase the yes. So if you've
Mhm.
ever did any type of sales in your life,
I
you know
did.
that you have to chase the yes,
Yes.
right? You're gonna get a million no's in your life, right?
Right.
But that you're gonna have to chase that yes, and that yes is what motivates you to get to the other side and to make that money, right?
Right.
So in my teaching, I teach people that the shift is the yes. And that is what is going to get you to a performative state of life, right? You're
Mhm.
going to be able to perform in life. You're going to be able to be amazing in life, right? But you have to start with disciplining yourself, structuring your life, and also being able to think about how to execute each goal that you have in your life.
Yes. And see, that's a good thing that you brought that up. Chasing the yes, because yeah, a lot of stuff goes on in your life. You like, okay, how can I change? What can I do? What can I accept? And that's something that a lot of people have issues too. Figure out is accepting the yes and figuring out, do I want to accept the new change in my life, especially when you're dealing with a poverty mindset and change is scary. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
But you chase that yes and you're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be okay at the other side of the grass. Whatever you
Yes.
said, the grass is
Yes.
green on the other side. I
Yeah.
agree, especially when it
Yeah.
comes to shifting your life. Yes, I agree.
Absolutely. And then sometimes I teach people that you know, if you've heard no your whole life, you're a younger generation. But in my generation, I'm much older than you. I'll be 48 this year. So I'm closer to 50. So in my generation, we heard no a lot. You go in the store, you better not ask me for nothing.
Okay.
You better not touch nothing. You better not don't say nothing. Just come in this store. We gonna go in there. We gonna get what we gonna get, and we gonna come up out of here.
Mhm.
Or no, you're not gonna be able to do this. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. And that I teach people that whatever you hear or you internalize in your mind, that is how your body is going to align,
Yes.
right? And so, in that being said, you have to work on this first, and then your business will start to come together. Your things in life will start to come together. Once you shift everything in your life the proper way, things will come towards you, right? And we have to understand that. And so the best way to do that is to work on your thought process first. So the first thing that I teach people when they come into my program is I want you to start writing things down that are negative. Write them down on a sticky note, a piece of paper. Listen, I got them all over my house. I have sticky pads all over my house,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere, right?
Right.
So everything negative, it says in the word that you have to capture your thoughts in order to be able to, you know what I mean? Either you get rid of them or you keep them.
Right.
So the negative thoughts you can write down on a piece of paper and you can ball them up physically. So now I'm taking action with my thoughts. And I say, okay, so I thought negatively about this situation. I'm balling it up and I'm throwing it in the trash. That's
Mm.
taking action,
Yeah.
right? You're taking action. If you have positive thoughts, then those positive thoughts should be posted everywhere around your house. So when
Mm-hmm.
you see those positive thoughts, you reignite in your head those positive thoughts, and then your body has to come aligned with it, right?
Right.
So you're thinking these positive thoughts, and you start to literally say, okay, yes, I can do this. Yes, I'm amazing. Yes, I
Mhm.
got this. Yes, I'm going to get that interview. Yes, my podcast is going to go to 1 million. Yes, you know what I mean? Different things. You have to speak those things. In the Bible, it says, as though they were, right?
Mm.
And
Yep.
that is because you're speaking this out loud. You're speaking it out into to the world. And if you don't believe it, then why should I? Why should I
Yes.
believe it?
Mm-hmm. Come on
So
now.
that's what I teach people.
That's what I'm talking about because yeah, God also say write the vision and make it plain. So when you say write stuff down and throw it away, that's also taking an action. So I tell people to write stuff down and make it plain. Your visions, your goals, do it.
Yes.
And shift
Yes.
your mind. If you want to start
Yes.
having positive things happen to you, start speaking positivity into your life and watch things change. So me and you on the
Yes.
same page because
Yes.
I could feel
Yes.
it
I'm
in you.
telling you, yes. And it's a lot of like-minded people. And women come from so many different walks of life. But I tell women all the time that you're born leaders, right? We're
Right.
born leaders, right? Even if in the incubation stage, if you have children, if you don't have children, you learn to lead from a child. You're always told what you have to do this the proper way. You have to do
Yep.
that the proper way. You have to learn this you have to learn etiquette. You have to learn how to speak. You have to learn how to handle yourself in school. You have to learn how to handle yourself in public. So we're born leaders. We just have to have a blueprint of that. And the 90-day CEO mind shift literally is a blueprint for people. I don't want to just say women, but
Mm-hmm.
people to be able to get the right frame of mind to be able to move in whatever type of field, whatever type of lane that they want to move into. And that's literally why I wrote that book. The father gave me that book one night. I was laying in the bed. I woke up, it was like 3 something in the morning, and he said, you have to write a book and it has to be named 90-Day CEO Mind Shift. And I was like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand it at the time, but I was like, wow, like what? And like I told you a year ago, I started saying to myself, like, how am I going to do this? And I started with discipline. I started with waking up every morning, making my bed up, doing the same thing over and over again, writing the things down that I needed to complete, even if it was little tasks in the household. I started just doing those little tasks every day, right? Completing them. And what I did, I'm old school again. What I did was I started putting them on my mirror. And as I started to complete them, I would pull them down. I would pull them down. And that would make me proud of myself that I completed them, right? So I was like, okay, so I can do this. I can be disciplined. I can be structured. Okay, so now what goals do I want to align with? What goals do I want? And it took off from there. After I started writing the book, it took off from there.
That's good. I like that. And see, you keep saying the like old school value still gets me through. Okay. And I know it's a lot of people who were raised old school in my generation. I'm about to be 30 May 6th. So people, I'm not a Gen Z, I'm still a millennial. So learn that value, because before my generation it was your generation, right?
Right.
And
Right.
your generation was always told no, but our generation kind of like, not our generation, your generation kind of got like that softer version when it came to us, if I should say that, for millennials. And dealing with the no, now our generation, mine, is being told, yeah, you can do that, baby. Yeah, yeah, it's okay. But be cautious. So now, and then if I have children, now I will know you gotta learn yes and no, you gotta do this and that. So I
Yeah.
guess it's more lenient at while the generation keeps going down. But like I was saying, the old school value is still relevant to this day. I still write things down. Some of my friends have post-it notes around their house. So I love that mindset that you just
Yeah.
said. Write stuff down.
Absolutely.
Yes. And speaking of your book, have you always been like to have that CEO mindset? And
Yeah.
if you didn't, okay, so you did. So like, how did you knew like at the beginning? You said you was 5 years old when God gave you an assignment. Like, how did you know that you had a CEO mindset? And give anybody advice for how to find that mindset.
Okay. So, at 5 years old, actually, at five, I had a dream, at 5 years old, that I would be standing in front of a lot of people speaking. Right? I would be standing in front of a lot of people speaking. I didn't know if that was gonna be preaching. I didn't know what
Mm-hmm.
that was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have any idea what it was going to be. But I went through a lot of things in my life, even at 5 years old. I went through a lot of things in my life, a lot of things. So I had a rough upbringing, I had a rough childhood. So at five, I think that if we could tell the truth, then I don't know if you're a believer, you are a
Yes,
believer,
I am, girl.
but
Yes, I
okay,
am.
okay. So if we tell the truth about it, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So I'm gonna give you a little piece of my testimony of why I believe that I was fought all the way until I was 46 years old. But my mother had a heart attack on the table giving birth to me. I was a
Mm,
pound and 4 ounces, right? My heart stopped, my lungs collapsed, everything that could happen to a child happened to me at birth, right? But the Father put a fight in me that will never, ever, ever, ever go away. I will never give up. It does not matter what I go through, right?
mm-hmm.
And so at five, I had that dream, and I woke up from it, and I was like, at five, I was like, what? And at 13, I had the dream again at 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And this time, I was able to see faces out there. I seen that it was a blue carpet. I seen that I had a turquoise suit on. I got to see that, but I was an older version of me, right? What got me in the mindset of saying I am a CEO was I didn't like to work for other people.
Come on now.
I
That's what
like to work for other people, and I always had different ideas.
right.
Always had different ideas, right?
Mm-hmm.
To the point where my oldest daughter is 30 herself. She'll be 30 this year as well in December. So my oldest daughter came to me and she was like, Mama, you always coming up with something. You always have something going on. You always doing something. Like, why are you like this? And at the time, I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship. I didn't know anything about, I felt like I could not just work for people and give these people all this time, all this energy, and they making money from me. So I was like, I gotta figure out some kind of way for me to be able to make this money on my own, like for
Right.
myself, right? And then for my lineages that come behind me, you know what I mean? My
Mm-hmm.
kids, their kids, their kids, their kids, you know what I mean?
Right.
That I've always knew that I had to do something that would take me to the next level. So I've always been that type of person to go from level to level to level. And that's basically how I knew I was a CEO. That's just I knew that. So yeah. And then the Father confirmed it with CEO mind shift. So
Mm-hmm. That's how it be. Yeah, and I'm glad that you follow your purpose and you listen to God, because a lot of people don't, and they're wondering why things are not going right.
I
But
didn't
you
follow
follow
them.
it. Yeah. For real, like, I'll give you 5 seconds to send us an email saying that you want to be a partner with us. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
But it's
You,
never too
yeah,
late. It's never,
right.
ever,
It's
ever,
never too
ever,
late.
ever too late. It's
Hmm.
never too late. I want to put that out there real quick. It's never, ever, ever too late. I don't care how old you are. I
Y'all
don't care
listen?
what you got going on. I don't
Yep.
care what you have done in your life. It does not matter. It's never too late to get on the right path. So it's never too late to shift your mindset into where you need to be. It's never too late. So I
Yeah.
want to say that real quick.
And I tell people that. And you know what? Kind of off topic, but I constantly talk to people who are inspired by me, and they're in an older generation than I am, and they say, "Oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that," but then when I say, "Okay, are you gonna do it?" Then they say, "Oh no, I can't do it," and they give excuses. But all you gotta do, like you said, just say yes, and it's okay to be scared, but do it. Shoot, I be scared.
Yeah,
But the thing
me
difference
too.
between being scared and actually doing it is the fact that I do it scared. So,
Right,
and I encourage
right.
people to do that all the time. So I agree with you.
And so let me put a little tidbit on that.
Mhm.
To piggyback on what you said, but then to even take it a little deeper,
Mhm.
fear is a tunnel that you will never ever get out of.
Yes.
If you're in fear, you will always be in that tunnel of fear and you will never get out of it unless you are the type of person that is going to fight your way through that tunnel until you get to the other side and you are able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. That tunnel is going to close in on you if you are always telling yourself, I can't do it, I'm scared, maybe it's not for me, maybe I can't do it, maybe this is not for me, maybe someone else will do it, or you just wait and somebody else come up with the same thought or idea that you
Mm.
was supposed to come up with. And
Okay.
then when they do, you're like, oh my goodness, I was supposed to do that, but you didn't. And then God will give somebody else the vision. He will give
Yes.
somebody else the idea. So I learned that from so many hard experiences. I'm telling you, like I said, last year was the first time that I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do it every day. I don't care. I'm going to fight. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try. I'm going to do what I have to do to make this work. And that's literally the mindset that you have to have. You have to have an
Yep.
unstoppable mindset.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree with that. It's a lot. It's a lot to think about. Me and you can have a whole conversation about that, okay? But yes, I agree with you. So, I saw that you also are a part of becoming her community. So you created that. So tell us a little bit more about that community.
Okay, so the I Am Becoming community is just I'm in the phases of building it. But it's really for women who are they know who they are, but they're in a stuck place, right? And me, I'm the type of person, as you can see, I pour into people all the time. This is me. This is who the Father made me to be, and so I pour into people a lot, all the time. And so I want the women that know who they are, or even if they don't know who they are, I want those women to come on, let's get together, let's have think tanks, let's have ideas where we write those ideas down and we see how we can come together and do those things, right? Or if you're just having a bad day, we have zooms, or we'll have video meetings where we uplift each other, we pour into each other, we talk about different things, right? Because sometimes we feel as though we can't go talk to the spouse or talk to the children or talk to the friends that you may think are your friends that may not be your friends,
Come
or
on now.
maybe not wishing or believing the same things that you believe about yourself. And so I'm building this community of women that really can pour into one another, and really I want to build women who have stories,
Hmm.
and I want to have a speakers tour. That's
Okay.
literally what I want to do. I want to get them together, us be able to just really um, format
Right.
what 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 we may be wanting to speak about, tell the life stories, Um, those things really, and just get it down pat. Go from state to state, speak important to other women, and that's literally what I am becoming is about. Really, basically, that's what it is.
I love that. Yeah, pouring into other women. Let me say something. I love all things womanhood, okay? And I love
Okay.
pouring into people. So this is what the podcast is about, is me pouring into people. So
Yes.
I love that. Okay. And
Yes.
if you need
Yes.
a red carpet host, let me know. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You already know. You already know.
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, just let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I heard you say earlier about discipline. So how did you know that you were past your limitations? Because I saw that you said something that you sent me some talking points, and I love those. So I said, let me incorporate that. Okay. So you talk about discipline past your limitations. So when did you know you were past your limitations, and how did you find the clarity for anybody out there struggling?
When I woke up and was like, this it. I'm done. Like I'm done with fear.
Right.
I'm done with being held back. Because what we have to understand is really is us. We're
Mm-hmm.
the only people that are stopping us. We are the people that are stopping us.
Yes.
Nobody else is stopping us. They can say what they want to us. And then if we internalize what they say to us, then it stops us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we get
Agree.
to a stopping point and we're not able to be able to go through what we feel what we're supposed to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So discipline for me, when I woke up that day or that morning, I said, you know what? I'm going to change everything about how I think.
Right.
And I'm not going to think negative anymore. And then I started worshiping every day. Every morning, I started worshiping. And as I kept worshiping and I kept saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write those sticky notes. I'm going to write those things down. I'm going to write a letter to the Father. I'm going to complete these goals. As I started to do that, I started to understand, okay, I can be disciplined. I literally can do these things.
Mm-hmm.
That is my main focus on those three things. Remember, I said discipline, structure, and execution is my those are my expertise, right?
Right.
And I know that because that is my wheelhouse and that is how I learned who I was, right? That's how I learned my purpose. That's how I learned. And I also tell people fear is a brick wall. And those walls, that those brick by brick, you have to knock that wall down in
Yep.
order to get to the other side where purpose and destiny lies, right? And if we don't knock that wall down, we're gonna always run into it. We're always gonna hit that wall every single time. It's not gonna move if you're not taking the bricks down one by one by one. If that is confusion, if that's um um self-confidence, if that's well, not self-confidence, I'm going to say lack of confidence, I'm going to
Okay.
say a mindset of poverty, lack of confidence in yourself, or lack of you feeling like you are able to do it,
Right.
whatever your mind say you can do, right? So if you have all of those bricks up, you're literally not going to make it to your purpose. And so I have classes. So I have these classes that it could start at 7 days. I can give you the 7 days and I can push you for those 7 days. Those 7 days, I promise, if you get in that class, you're gonna want to go to the 21 days.
Okay. Yes.
And when you get a taste of those 21 days, which is 3 weeks, you're going to definitely want to get into that 90-day class. And that 90-day program, I walk you hand by hand on how to shift your mind, get to the purpose. And also, if that purpose leads you to clients, I'm going to stick with you until you either grab those clients or you have started that business, you have that LLC, you
Mm-hmm.
have what you need to
Right.
start that business. I'm going to hold your hand all the way through. Those are the three programs that I have, and I also have one-on-one coaching.
Okay.
Have My name is Aleatha Robinson. I am AR. That's who I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like Eric Thomas, that he is Eric Thomas, and he is ET. I'm Aleatha, and I'm AR. And I am going to motivate people to their purpose. That's just who I am, and that's what I'm going to do. And in those classes, that's what we do. So I wake up every morning, and that's what I do. I do my one-on-ones. I get to the classes, I teach, I pour everything that I have into them, and then we go from there.
That's good. And see, you kind of already answered my question because I was going to ask you, do you have any upcoming projects you're working on or events you're going to be attending? So if you do, please let me know. Tell us.
Okay, so on May 16th, I have an event here in Columbia, South Carolina, and it is called I Am Becoming. And that day, you'll see the full-fledged Aleatha and who I am and what I do. And I also have speakers coming to pour into the women as well. And we're going to have modeling, we're going to have dancing, we're going to have all of those things because I want the women to, when they leave there, they have a different mind of who they are and how they can accomplish the things that they have set forth before them, right? So when they walk out, they say, you know what, I can do exactly what she's doing, or I could do what I'm supposed to do, or I felt that in my spirit, right?
Yeah,
But before we do anything, we're going to start with prayer. That's
come
the
on now.
first thing that we're going to do. We're
Right.
going to start with prayer because prayer is what got me to where I am right now. So I
All right.
cannot and will not ever forget the Father and Him putting me in the place that I am right now. Two, May 16th, my book drops. And
Okay.
it's the 90-Day CEO Mindset. So I will be having a book signing there as well. So the father said do them both at the same time. So that's what
Uh-huh.
I did, right? So I said, okay, let's do this. And the 7-day class that I have, I haven't started the 90-day yet, but the 7-day class and the 21-day class, I am starting. So you can actually go to um I'll just have to send links because I have links for them for the 7-day class and the 21-day class. But I'm going to be on TikTok, and my name on TikTok is I Am Becoming. I'm going to be on TikTok talking about that, and they can literally come into my live and literally get into those classes with me. Or even every day, I am motivating people. This is just
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm doing. So yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then lastly, give yourself a shout out. Tell everyone where they can follow you because I know you said TikTok, but also if you have any more social medias and where they can pick up the book or anything, give yourself a shout out.
Yes. So I have links on Facebook. My name is Aleatha Robinson on Facebook. And I have links for the pre-order for the book. So my name is Aleatha Robinson on Facebook. My links are there for the pre pre-order sale, and then also for the flyer for the I Am Becoming. So if you're in the surrounding areas or if you're in Columbia, I would love for you to come out. The tickets are $25. It's not a lot of money. Come out because I'm telling you are going to be blessed. I'm telling you that. It's going to be blessed. I have music out. Ava Grace speaks. She is my face to the music that I write, but I write the music that is going to inspire you. You're going
Mm,
to feel it when you hear it. if
yes,
that's the if you get what I mean.
yes, I do. And I want to
Yeah,
thank you so much for coming on Never Gave an Eye podcast today.
absolutely. Thank you so much. It's been an honor to be here. I wanted to say that in the beginning, but it's been an honor. I'm so happy to be here. You are a beautiful light. Remember, I told you that when I first talked to you. Your light is so bright. Continue to be you because you are touching the people that you need to touch. There's people out there that just need you.
Mm, I feel
Remember
that.
that.
Yes. Thank you so much for that because I felt that. Okay. Yes. And remember, yes, life was delayed, but it never gave a nine. I'm your host, Annika Laquette, and you just listened to Never Gave a Nine podcast with Alita. Bye, y'all. know you're not going to deny us a subscription. It's a whole new season and you're still playing. Click here to subscribe and click here for more episodes because we want to see you and become undeniable with us. Period.